She's like, is your mic plugged in, Jason? That's it. And there we are.
Can you hear me now?
I did nothing to do with it.
Yeah. Okay, what happened was OBS wanted me to update before we came on. And so we updated, and every time I update with the new version of OBS, they always seem to take something away. And usually it's the camera. So this time when the camera came up, I was like, yeah, they fixed it.
Didn't even check the microphone.
Didn't even check the
mic. Good job, OBS.
But look what they added. Now we can record the stream.
You used to be able to do it on regular, but this is...
I'm testing these. Let me see if does it show up there when I'm testing.
It probably does. Yep.
Yep. Okay, y'all, I'm just testing these now to make sure this works.
Bloop.
I usually do this before the stream, so it's not a hint or anything. I'm just testing.
We're just checking. Make sure everything's working.
Making sure everything's working.
Okay. So.
Okay. Two Wild Onions Homestead. How you doing? All right.
It's been a crazy day. I'm so glad to see. I know Kitty's been super busy. Kitty's in the chat today. Awesome. All of our mods. We got all kinds of blue wrenches in there. Thanks for coming. What?
So, I was talking, and then you was like,
oh, was it?
Shh,
whatever.
Shut up. Oh, you got your phone on silent?
No. Yes.
You better.
I do. Crazy week. Yeah. Crazy week.
You have no idea. Okay, so here we go. This is what Robyn and I like to call time out. And we're probably just going to do... We used to do a video where I was sitting in my shop. And then we started getting threatening...
hate mail?
threatening hate mail because a drawer was open or a door on a cabinet was open. And then it became a game. And,
but I wasn't in those.
And then somebody threatened to come here and do things. And so we're kind of like, okay. Plus, the major reason was because you couldn't be in the video.
Right.
And so you wanted to be a part of it.
Right.
And so, bye-yow. Here we are doing a live stream on Friday. So now it's going to be Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday to catch us live.
Ooh.
So what do y'all think about the new downward look? Y'all like the downward look?
I know you can see my hair. My hair is getting really long.
Yep.
I didn't realize that. Super long.
And so my hair's...
Close the drawers?
My hair's getting long too.
Yeah, it is getting long.
So
looks cleaner this way. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not worried about my T-zone now.
Yeah.
I don't know how long I'll be here.
Okay, so while everybody's here and there's a lot of people saying to and Seabest just kind of brought it up, the sappy gardener. Okay.
No more up the nose shots.
There is a big thing going down with YouTube right now.
Wait, hold on. We're going to lower the banner. We did talk about that right before we got on here. We're going to lower it so that you'll be able to see better. Anyway.
Yeah. There's a big thing going around YouTube right now that they're coming down on contests. And the thing is, and I tell you what, the best thing to do, and I don't, to be honest with you, I don't even know if I'm even allowed to say this right now, but VW Family Farms has a great video kind of explaining why a lot of us are kind of like...
It's not really even explaining. They just talk about, like, that they're going to back away, so...
Then back away from contests and giveaways. Well, not necessarily giveaways, just contests. Basically, what kind of thing has kind of happened that there was a term and condition. You know how when you always have to hit those IU... will you help me out with your big words here?
What?
When you hit the terms and you apply...
Agree.
Agree. That's the word. You agree to the terms and conditions. You know, like when you're doing your cell phone or when you started your YouTube channel or Facebook or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Accept. See, thank you.
Yeah, whatever. Accept.
I'll be the first one to tell you. I don't read that stuff.
Nobody does.
I don't. My son does. My son does.
Yes.
Because he saw an April Fool's joke about one time doing it, so he started picking. He's crazy like that. He started picking up the habit of reading them. Mm-hmm. Well, I got the one section that applies to contests and stuff forwarded to me by a friend, and I'm a little concerned about how we went about trying to do the 10K giveaway. So tomorrow we will not be drawing for that giveaway until we can get some clarification that it's okay, because they are shutting down channels. And to be honest with you guys, Robyn and I worked too hard to get here to 10,000 subs to celebrate it.
Yeah.
To celebrate it with y'all and have a giveaway for it all to be taken away from us.
Yeah, that's...
And YouTube has helped us build other things other than just a YouTube channel. It helped us build our reputation with restaurants and the
just everything.
YouTube is how homesteaders have found me.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna put that on pause for right now, and
Till we find out.
Till we find out for 100% sure, and we may just have to do it differently, kind of like how we do the oils giveaway on the live stream. We may have to go about doing it like that. I don't know.
What about shout outs for other YouTube channels?
That's
in murky waters.
That's
too,
in
from
murky
what I
water
understand.
also. It's, y'all remember last year or the year before when YouTube changed a bunch of things and everybody went cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs? Mm-hmm. New year, new things. They got new things that they're changing. And if you stop and think about it, YouTube is still a baby.
Well, yeah. It only started 2 years before we came on.
Right. So YouTube is still a baby. Yeah. So there are new things happening all the time. And they're going, hold up. That'll mess with the algorithm. That's cheating. Boom. And that's one of the things, like with our contest that we did, when I said leave a comment in the comment section about community gardening. Technically, that could mess with the algorithm because it was an interaction. And so I kind of want to back up for a second, where how we do the oil streams, you guys are already in here. We're not asking you to leave a comment or thumbs up.
You're already here.
You're already here.
Yeah.
So, it's not like we're saying. I think one of the things that YouTube, how they want to stop it is for people to go, hey, I'll give you a free bottle of peppermint if you subscribe and thumbs up this video.
Right, exactly.
And
I could see where, like, with saying you have to comment requires activity, which then throws the
algorithm.
Right.
So
I get that.
So until we get some hardcore verification, because I would like to do it that way, since so many people, that video alone has almost 100 comments. So, and I really want to be able to try to give all those people that did it the right way. There's some of y'all that didn't even do it right. But I'm not going to say anything about following directions, but bam. We just lost my train of thought. It just went right on going.
Yeah, you're not allowed to buy subs. That's considered a bribe. But the comments is not a sub, but whatever.
Right. It's No, I mean she's right. Kitty's laying out some of them. Like she said, you can't do sub for sub anymore.
I knew that one.
They shut down just about all of those sub for sub live streams. They shut them down.
Yeah.
They do not allow. You can't go like back in early days when the network was around. There were people that were purchasing thumbs ups and thumbs down. You could get them for.
I don't remember, but it was ridiculous.
No, I believe he told me it was like a nickel.
I don't know.
It was just crazy cheap that if you just spent like $1, you could totally mess up somebody's channel and totally boost your own in the algorithm. That's why when the 13th and 14th in December, when they went through and did the purge,
yeah, you could purchase ups, downs, subs, views, etc. Yep.
They went through and we lost like 10 subs.
Yeah.
And I was happy about those 10 subs because they were all the T word.
Trolls. Why?
You don't say their name.
I ain't worried about it.
You don't. It's like Voldemort. You don't say their name.
I know. Anyway, people still buy them. Yeah.
And I can't believe you said their name. And so I was happy about it because the next couple of videos, that's how I knew they were because our thumbs down was way down. We only had like one.
It's The Hobbit. Don't say it. It makes them show up. I know. Is it like Bloody Mary when you say?
Would you stop? You were just asking for all sorts of trouble.
YouTube doesn't want to pay. They want their money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's no doing that.
And look, here's the thing. When they came out with the monetization rule, I was okay with it. Now, of course, a lot of people say, well, of course you were okay with it. You were already above the threshold. You're right. I was. But I had to work my tail off to get there. Mm-hmm. And there was a lot of...
I love it, Kitty. Thank you. That's awesome. Swallow.
I almost forgot how to swallow right there. Because I was completely focused on don't spew on the mic, don't spew on the computer, don't spew. That I was like, well, my brain was like, well, what are you going to do with it, fat boy?
Well, if you're not going to spew, what are you going to do? Especially after midnight.
So
anyway, with all that being said.
We are going to put that giveaway off.
Do you think they'll limit live shows because they don't bring as many advertisers?
I don't necessarily know. There are some channels like Cab7, that's all he does anymore is live streams. And it would be just crazy stupid for YouTube to do something like that. Especially when you got a place like Twitch right next door that they want people to go live.
Right.
And that would really, really hurt them.
Yeah, and that's like Kitty said, I get ads in the beginning of the live stream. I do too. Whenever I go on, like as me, I get an ad. And then the thing is, later, you could put other ads, like depending on how long it is, you can put one in the middle and one at the end, and a whole bunch of stuff. So I don't know that they would necessarily do that, depending on how long somebody's live stream is. I don't know.
Yeah. So I really don't see them doing that because I think that would be one of those that they would be cutting their nose off to spite their face.
Yeah.
But look, here's the thing. Every time YouTube makes a change, nobody's ever comfortable with change. I get that. Every time they make a change and every time they start switching things up and doing things, it makes YouTube as a whole a better place. Yeah. Now, sometimes is there friendly fire and good people get caught in the crossfire and are casualties,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
But usually 9 times out of 10, things get worked out, things get fixed,
Right.
and you go back
Right.
doing business.
Because even that, back when there was the thing about all the advertisers pulling out and everybody was worried about that, well, it eventually caught back up. I mean, it's not where it was necessarily, but it's definitely gotten better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it just takes things a little bit of time. And it's always, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. They're trying to stop the people that are, I mean, I don't want to say cheating, but, there's people out there that are doing it the wrong way.
Right.
And so that's the problem, that they're trying to make everybody stay honest. And
it's like fences.
Right.
Fences and door locks.
Mm-hmm.
All they do is really keep honest people honest.
Right. So, anyway.
All right. Windswept says they need some prayers here tonight. Okay, we'll make sure that happens.
There's bad weather going around, too.
Is it weather related, Windswept, or do I need to call you after the stream?
Probably.
And so, all right. So let's move on. I don't want to make the whole thing. And
do you know anyone that got frozen, and will they come back?
I personally don't know of anybody that got frozen. But I'm pretty sure once everything gets cleared, if they did break some rules, there'll probably have to be a consequence.
Right.
And then they'll let them back.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I mean, gives them another channel for an opportunity to... Yeah. Because I don't believe they're going after the little guys, are they?
They're going after everybody.
Everybody? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Because it seems like they would probably be going after the ones that are bigger, but...
I can't wait for them to start going after clickbait people.
Sam just took my son-in-law to the hospital. Oh. Okay.
All right. Prayers will be happening. Don't feel like you need to be here because you have a wrench.
We're all getting yeah, there's plenty of wrenches here. If you need to go, go. All right. So this is basically how we're going to do timeout. Timeout, we're going to kind of open up for a weekly Q&A. If there's a question about a video that you guys have, go ahead and shoot it now. You can put it in all caps in the chat box. If we don't get to it, either one of the mods will copy it and then they'll paste it after we're done, or you can do it yourself. Bam. And keep doing it, and we'll do our best to try to answer as many questions as we can. And we'll also we're just going to start talking about things until we start getting questions. Because, of course, most of our Saturday night, we try to keep on target with a specific subject. So this opens it up for that, so that I'm watching the kids. I just needed to let... No. Okay. All right.
So this week has been a very interesting week in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So our government has been shut down.
Really? That's tomorrow night.
Okay.
Well, we can go with that, but just not that other thing. But so I heard on the radio.
Yeah, you're supposed to fill it in the thing if that's what you want to talk about on the live stream. We're over that one now.
Okay. So I heard
questions go in all caps. Sorry. So if you want to ask a question, I'm just playing.
I heard on the radio today that they have government shutdown right now, and that people are actually getting paychecks for $0.
Nice.
Can you imagine that? I mean, and some of y'all might already be doing that. It might happen. Like, we know some people who are on furlough right now, and I imagine that would add insult to injury.
He's a little salty.
Yeah.
But he got happy.
Yeah, that is insult to injury. That's exactly. Yeah, that's what I heard. I haven't had a chance to verify that yet. But it was on an actual news broadcast. It wasn't like some podcast or something like that. All right. So one of the channels was demonetized. Not sure why. If she unknowingly caused a problem or one of her trolls caused a problem, YouTube was less than helpful.
Tell your friend. This is one of the things. One of our videos got demonetized. Mm-hmm. And it was we made our own laundry pods. And it got demonetized shortly after all of that Tide Pods stuff went down. And unbeknownst to me, I wasn't keeping up with the comments as well as I should, but there was a lot of comments about, I wonder what this one tastes like. And so that's why that one got demonetized. Mm-hmm. And I put it up for review right away, and then they manually reviewed it.
Oh, the whole channel was demonetized.
And, well, I was getting to that.
Yeah.
And so it got confirmed by manual review, and I went back and I looked, and then I researched why could something get unmonetized. Uh-huh. And it could be stuff in the comments. If she's getting hit by trolls, she has to check every single comment. Because if you got too many of those throughout your whole channel, they'll demonetize the whole channel.
Yeah. He had to go through and take a bunch out.
Yeah.
Okay. The next thing was, have you caught the otter? Not yet.
We weren't going to talk about that one either.
Oh.
Okay.
What do I do about an owl? My kids saw a huge owl in the backyard. Could they get in my open greenhouse and take a 3-pound rabbit away?
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They may not. Well, let me rephrase. They can get in, and they may have issues getting out, but they will eat said rabbit in the greenhouse while they're in the greenhouse. An owl falls underneath the raptor family, so he's protected. So, one of the things that I like to do for our raptors here is I like to, build them housing at the farthest part away on my property. Mm-hmm. You can Google owl boxes, hawk boxes, stuff like that, and you can come up with plans. We're going to be making some probably later on in the summer, and we're going to obviously do a video on it and putting it up. I would love to be able to get one of them wireless cameras to put in there, but that's probably too far away. And encourage, that way it gives them a safe place. What?
Nothing. Just keep going. Give them a safe place to do their thing. Just don't even read it. You read it anyway. Did you say raptors? Yes, raptors. That would be, so owls. Okay, she says I'm on a quarter of an acre. Would the far corner of my property even make a difference?
No, not with that small of an area.
Yeah.
There's some deterrence that you can try to do. Remember, owls, here's your biggest and best friend deterrent that you can have against an owl. Spotlights. Mm-hmm. Motion activated spotlights.
Yep.
Why? When do you see owls mostly?
At night.
That means they're mostly
nocturnal.
That means they see better in the
night.
They see better in the
day?
Dark.
Oh, in the night. In the dark. Yes. Hey, Bluester, what's up?
So,
right.
And that means their pupils are what is
dilated.
Super
right. They're
huge.
Huge. Right. So when you shoot that light right in their face, it blinds them, doesn't it? Just about blinds them. It's like driving straight into the sunlight.
Straight into it.
You know.
It's like Captain Picard.
Yeah, night is dark.
Would rubber snakes keep owls away? No, we would bring them because
they'd want to eat them.
Snakes.
Yeah, they'd want to grab them and eat them.
I thought I taught you better than that, Mama. Yes, go take a bath. Get out of here with your Ebola. You got something.
Internet's lagging so bad, you guys. I'm not sure how long I can stay. Just stay as long as you can.
Just hold on.
She
man.
said, oh yeah,
Hold
I
on.
forgot. Ladessa is sick. Okay, I'm on a 1/4 acre and we strung fishing line here and there across the yard. Ooh.
Well, I mean, yeah, that does help. Fishing line will help.
Can you imagine the girls trying to do chores? Somebody get their head taken off.
But
Bye, Bluester.
Bluester, send me your.
He's supposed to send you a friend
Oh, no.
request.
He already sent me a friend request.
Oh, okay.
Send me your number.
Hey, Bandana Grandma.
So, I mean, and then the other thing I like to do for my raptors. Now, on a 1/4 acre, this is not going to help. Mm-hmm. But if you got larger than that, and you're able to put the bat boxes, Jay, that I promise you that video's coming. When you
Hey, Andy.
have those boxes out there, then you do what's called food barriers. Mm-hmm. And that could be just some blackberry bushes, some stuff that's going to get the attention of mice and rats. Mm-hmm. Because the mice come over there to eat, the rats come over there to eat, and the owls
come to eat
mice and rats. Okay, and then the snakes come to eat the mice and rats, and the owls and the hawks come to eat the snakes.
Yep. So, Mama Gross says, loved your feed run. Not sure why I love numbers on feed. Sorry for not knowing all the details. Was that your son in the video? Yes. That's Blaze. Mm-hmm. So Teresa's just now getting her live stream notification. I should ask the
Andy's blaming it on his internet, but we all know he is eating some tofu in the corner.
How big of a snake can owls handle?
Depends on the owl. Depends on the size of the owl.
I mean, that owl that was up here on the tree could have very easily taken a 5-foot snake. Mm-hmm. Easy.
Yep.
Easy. So that picture that we posted on Facebook of that owl, he could have very easily gotten a 5-6 foot snake. Easy. No problem.
No problem.
And that's about average around here. It's about 5-6 feet. So.
Look, there has been some National Geographic footage of a raptor. It was an eagle taking out a mountain goat. Mm-hmm. What they would do was swoop down, grab a leg, and pull them off the side of the mountain, and they would fall to their death, and then they'd go down there and eat them and say, "Ooh, it's tender."
So, Karina said, Jason, you just described a healthy ecosystem. Yes.
And that's what we try to encourage here on our homestead. And just about most homesteaders that have large acres try to do that.
Right, but what you're getting at is that we have 21 acres, but we keep the chickens, at least right now, we keep the chickens close to the house. But that's also subsequently where all of the feed is. So if we have something attracting, like if we don't clean up our feed, then we could attract mice and rats. If we do that, then you're bringing in the snakes, the raptors, all of that. So it's great to have a balanced ecosystem. We just don't want it right where our chickens are. So with 21 acres, we can promote it throughout the rest of the whatever acreage, just not right on top of where we keep our chickens right now.
Pickers, I need to ask you a favor. Please don't do that kind of stuff in here no more. They are coming. This is not a sub for sub channel. That's not permitted. That's not allowed. And that can be interpreted as trying to do a sub for sub. So please,
what do you say?
If you're subbing to these people, that's great. Thank you, but don't announce it. I have a bobcat in my neighborhood and a Yorkie. Can I do anything to make it stay away?
Oh.
You're going to have to... If your neighborhood has an HOA, they have more power. They can get together and hire a nuisance wildlife trapper,
right,
to come in there and get it. If you don't, then if you guys have a neighborhood watch, at a neighborhood watch meeting, I'd get together and see how many families that you can get together to work to get this bobcat trapped. Bobcats have very large ranges, and so it may take a while. Mm-hmm. So depending on the size of the bobcat, if it's male or if it's female. If it's male, he could have a larger range, like 75 miles a radius.
Right. And they don't travel, like, it takes a while for them to get through all that. So you might not see them for a week.
Yeah. So
first time catching you live. Hello, Heidi.
That's one of those things that if you see it, if your houses are spread out far enough apart and you can shoot it.
But yeah, that bobcat's a little bit, and we've got one here. Mm-hmm. But it's way in the back, and right now we don't have to worry about a calf.
No.
So
right now he's feeding on beavers.
Right.
He's feeding on raccoons,
squirrels,
lots
of squirrels,
lots of rabbits. We have lots of rabbits.
Mm-hmm.
The guys were over here rabbit hunting the other day, and they were blasting them, the tar fire out of them. I got a little nervous about it, but I'll get to that. I bounced 3 or 4 coming in from going to get kerosene last night.
I knew you were.
If the bobcat is removed, won't a fox or coyote move in? No. They are not in direct competition, so more than likely foxes and coyotes are still there.
They're already here. We know they are.
The bobcat will not... He won't really mess with a fox or a coyote at all, unless he tries to, if they have a kill and he tries to move in mooch in, try to get a hindquarter or something, then the bobcat will possibly, depending on the size of the cat, will lay the smack down. Mm-hmm. Now, a mountain lion, that's a horse of a different color, or a puma, same thing. Mountain lion, puma, same thing. But that is a horse of a different color. My major problems are dogs dumped out in the area, but since they have no collars, they can be shot. But this is Texas. Don't know
what your laws are there. Ours is the same way.
Ours is the same way. Matter of fact, we are encouraged,
yes,
collar or not.
Yeah.
If you don't know the dog, and if you don't know of any, and it's not
because some people don't
hunting
take
season.
It. Yeah.
Some people take it and drop it off with the collar on it.
Yeah, and don't take the collar off, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
One of the questions earlier was, has Daisy stayed put?
Yes.
So far.
She's in standing heat. Now, of course, the guy won't call me Burp. Because we were going to go look at the bull this weekend. That's just a very aggravating thing.
So anyway, we have a pack of coyotes and a mountain lion that live here on our mountain, but they do not occupy the mountain at the same time. When the coyotes are in, the lion is out, and vice versa. And the thing is, they both kind of run a similar type of pattern. So it's like, one goes and then the other, and so they don't really ever cross paths too much. So
yeah, and
we can hook her up.
And that's exactly right. The bobcat will be going on his tour. I mean, they are somewhat in direct competition with each other. But when you have a pack of coyotes, they're leaving the rabbits and the field mice and the field rats alone. They're going after the fawns, the baby deer, the house cats. You know, it all depends on beavers, depends on what's in the area.
Wow, I'm in town, 3 blocks away from a state prison.
Mm-hmm.
In town. Wow.
Yeah. Look, and this is one of the reasons why I say at the end of every live stream about reuse, repurpose, and recycle.
Mm-hmm. Dancing bear.
Thank you, Cassidy. This is why I say that every time. Because, look, I'm just going to be bluntly honest. Okay? I'm going to keep it real, and I'm just going to be bluntly honest with you guys on this subject. We're doing this to ourselves. Okay? Every time you see a chunk of woods go down and a Starbucks go up, don't get excited because, woo, Starbucks just 5 minutes from the house.
Mm-hmm.
No, because in that 2 or 3 acres that they just cut down,
mm-hmm.
lived deer, squirrels, possums, chipmunks, raccoons,
mm-hmm.
skunks,
Yep.
coyotes,
Yep.
foxes, bobcats.
All of that.
They're not moving.
No.
So when that Starbucks gets there, or you slap a neighborhood in there,
Mm-hmm.
guess what? I used to make a huge living. I made 6 figures in Augusta every year without even working hard,
Mm-hmm.
chasing squirrels and bats.
Okay, so there's a bunch of comments up here that I saw. Okay.
Because
there's never one coyote. We had a rabid coyote that held my neighbor hostage in her barn until her husband got home to take it out. I haven't had any of those yet. We had to kill a pack of dogs last month. It was awful. I felt bad for them, but they were trying to kill my chickens and I had to get rid of them.
Don't feel bad.
Mm-mm.
Look, when we first moved here, we didn't realize how bad the feral dog population was until I was sitting right out on the other side of this pond watching Ladessa walk around this pond with her fishing pole.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got done bush hogging the other side over there, so I had clear line of sight. And I saw a chow and a lab in the stalking position, eyes fixated on my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
I yelled at Blaze to go get my rifle. He hauled Booty into the house and brought it out. I screamed across the pond, Dessa down. She dropped. And I shot them both. Don't ever feel bad about that. Because once they go feral, they're more dangerous than a pack of wolves,
Mm-hmm.
a pack of coyotes, a mountain lion, puma, or a bobcat. Because they are no longer afraid of humans. Because at the end of the day, a canine is a canine is a canine. It doesn't matter if it's the Taco Bell dog,
Yeah.
or the great timber wolf. They all are canines.
Right.
They all have the same tendencies.
Mm-hmm. So one of the questions was, how do herbivores get rabies?
I've never heard of an herbivore testing positive for rabies.
Mm-mm. How many yards was a shot?
You were here, man.
Dogs are very unpredictable. 2 feral dogs killed all my chickens while I was at work 2 years ago. Ugh. I hate urban sprawl, but we all had 4 kids, and they had 4 kids, and so forth. Everyone needs a place to live. I kind of disagree with that a little bit. Because there are houses that are empty.
Mm-hmm.
That people just don't like the house, I guess.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean we have to keep building more houses.
And we don't have to keep putting up
Strip malls that'll be
Strip
gone
malls.
in 2 years.
Right.
3 years.
Yes, the human population is growing
Right.
and everybody needs a place to live.
Right.
Yes,
I get that.
I get that. But how many houses sit vacant and
Yeah.
end up getting condemned because somebody didn't like the color of it?
Yeah.
Or because somebody didn't like the layout?
Yeah. Yeah, there's 2 houses that are empty on the street behind me.
Yeah.
My area is full of poorly planned strip malls. Yeah, I mean that's what it boils down to. And I'll tell you, in my industry, I have people who are builders that are building that are coming. You know, their customers are coming in all the time. There's new ground being broken constantly, but there's still houses upon houses that are empty, and so that's Yeah, so Karina said an herbivore with rabies would have had to have been bitten or come into contact with the saliva.
Yep.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I agree exactly, and the prices are going sky high.
Because see, if I was just making this stuff up, then folks wouldn't be making all kinds of money off of going in and buying these abandoned homes or these HUD homes and putting $10,000-$15,000 into them and then turning around and selling them.
Right. Have we met? Looking back, I've done some dangerous stuff.
So.
Yeah.
Horse hit by skunk.
Bit by a skunk with rabies.
Rabies.
They had to put it down, but only that once. My husband was a veterinarian, so I hear all the horror stories.
Well, believe it or not, a skunk is not strictly an herbivore. He's more omnivore. A skunk eats a lot of grubs, moles, mice, rats, bees, those kinds of things.
Ugh. So Europe has sprawl laws. So much farmland to buildings.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice. But I mean, we see it around here all the time. It's just, like when the last time, because we've left Augusta
6 years ago.
6 years ago. And it's like, it's just crazy that you've got so much housing developments that have been built just in the time that we've been gone. And it's just nuts how much is in there. Just how much housing developments have been put up just in the last 5 or 6 years that we've been gone.
There was a cow with rabies a few years back. Then he got bit by something.
Yeah, had to have been.
He got bit by something. And look, there are many, 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 many different strands of rabies. And out of all of the different strands of rabies, one of them, one strand makes the animal get aggressive. The mad dog Cujo strand. Thank you, Stephen King. The rest of them, the animal itself is trying to find a place
Corner to go off.
to go lay down in a corner. Believe it or not, they get extremely docile and they want to go lay in a corner and they want to die because rabies attacks its nervous system. So there's only one strand that makes them go, for lack of a better term, bat poop crazy, and makes them get aggressive. And so the chances of the animal that you come in contact with having that strand is slim to none.
Was surprised to hear that possums hardly ever get rabies.
Very rare.
Very rare.
That possums. Here we go. Oh, I so want to do a giveaway. What do you want to give away? Bar soap?
No.
What do you want to give away? Let's do a giveaway.
Blissful Acres Off-Grid Homestead. Hello, dropping in for a visit.
Hey, Blissful Acres.
Yeah, possums don't get rabies because they're not mammals. They already said it in the system.
No.
There.
A possum is a mammal.
It's a marsupial.
He's a marsupial, but he's still a mammal.
Mammal.
We're mammals. What's the classification of a mammal? It has to have hair, give live birth, nurse its young.
Do they nurse their young?
Yes.
There you go. She just feeds it in a pouch.
Yep.
I was lucky and got to buy 63 acres 15 years ago, and I live in the back of it, in the middle of the ranch. There's 3 sides of roads, a forest, a very
Don't make me pull out my book just to prove you guys wrong. Marsupials are mammals.
Yes, I make my own soap.
When you go to the classification,
Where's the book? Where's your book? Where's your book? Where's your book?
because a cow is a mammal, a whale is a mammal, a dolphin is a mammal, a dog is a mammal. They are part of the family marsupial. Just like a cat is part of the family feline. And a dog is part of the family canine. The marsupial family consists of possums, kangaroos.
National Audubon Society Field Guide to Mammals. Possum, right at the top of the page. Wait, this way. Whoop, this way. Right there. Just saying. Is a giveaway a contest?
No, it is a giveaway. That's one of the things that I like about it. I know my critters now.
Possums. All pouched mammals or marsupials were once placed in one order. However, the original order has now been divided into 7 orders. Possums and other marsupials are mammals that usually have a pouch. There you go. That's my mic. You know Mama is burning up right now, right? She's sitting in her chair. Okay. Anyway. Okay, new science. I got it.
That's not new science.
They've always been. But anyway. Ah, crap. Sorry. Okay. So anyway.
So.
Back to all that. Then there's the platypus.
Yeah, the platypus just breaks all the law.
Big Bear, right? I taught biology 20 years ago. I taught this stuff.
So, warm-blooded. That was the other one. Yep.
Yeah, I'm warm-blooded. Whatever their order, they're nasty critters.
Yep.
They're pretty
very nasty. But you know what? We need them. Look, possums, buzzards, rats, pigs. They're kind of God's cleanup crew. Mm-hmm. You know? Because
they're necessary.
They're necessary.
Don't forget the echidna.
You know.
Echidna.
So. All right.
Trash man of nature. There you go. They have their place. Yep. That's why I want to eat them.
No, what were we talking about before that? Rabies.
Yes.
Oh, the giveaway. Come on, let me give away a bar soap. Peas. All right.
Oh, and somebody asked if I make my own soap. Yes, I do.
Okay. For a bar of soap, the first person comes up in our chat window, first person that can tell me which critter carries the highest percentage of rabies. So which critter that when they test it usually comes back rabid? Kitty won, like, bam.
Immediately, like, she's blah, blah.
Kitty won. That means I taught Kitty something. Do-da.
But that's a contest if you said she won.
Look, I'm not... But I didn't do anything to change the algorithm.
Okay.
So...
Everybody was here.
Yep.
I learned from Jason on that one.
It is bats.
Okay,
Bats,
so
bats,
Kitty
bats.
is our resident. She's read everything. Are we good? Kitty got a gift. Yeah. Bats are natural carriers.
One out of 4 bats, when tested, test positive for the rabies virus. So, if you have bats in your house, don't panic. Don't go up there and try to pet them. But if you find one dead out on your car, don't touch it. Okay? Just sweep it off with a broom. Call somebody. Whatever. Look, I've been in attics that had over 1 million bats in it. I've gotten bat pee on me, bat poo on me. And I'm not crazy. I ain't got them there rabies. Yes, it's still very good to encourage them with bat boxes. We need bats. Bats are extremely, extremely important. Get them in a bat box. Just don't try to treat them like a cat and go up there and pet them. Okay? If you have, if you ever have a bat land on you, okay, you have to examine yourself very, very carefully. Their teeth are very, very tiny, and they're like hypodermic needles. They can bite you and you never really even know. You have to look for blood. And then, more than likely, you're going to go get the shots, and they're not fun. The box always has, look, when it comes to bat boxes, and I'm going to cover this in the video, the bat box always needs to be in a west-facing position. And it needs, the higher, the better. I mean, I wouldn't go putting it up so high you need to put a light on so air traffic can go by. But at least 10 feet in the air, at least. The higher that you can get it, the better. A standard telephone pole would be great. They make, what was that guy's name? There's a YouTube channel that he bought a kit. Yeah, be as high as a Martin house. That's
about right.
About right. And I'm going to ignore that comment, Kitty. And so because bats, and this is why you want it high, okay? This is why you want it high. A bat. Uh-oh. Somebody finna get cursed out. Listen how hard she slams the door. Ooh, glad it ain't me. Glad it ain't me. Who has 2 thumbs and is not in trouble with Robyn? This guy. It ain't me. It ain't me. That's somebody from work. They calling her after hours. You don't do that. So, see, Mama, that's just not cool. That's just not cool. So, okay, bats. Bats are not like a bird. Not like a bird. A bird can be on the ground, take off and fly. A bat has to fall. He has to be able to catch the air up underneath his wings. That way, if you ever had bats in your house, they've always been in your attic louver. And they've usually been on the side that gets the most afternoon sun. I mean, I've been in where they get both morning and afternoon sun, but the majority of them like the afternoon sun, especially if you got a brick house. And she's talking so loud, y'all. If a bat is ever on the ground, no, you don't need to touch them, Joanna. Don't touch them. They'll get up on their own. If they're ever on the ground, watch them. They look like an Air Force guy trying to do a push-up. But what they're doing is they're trying to throw their bodies up. So they can catch that air one good time. And go. If they can't do that, they will do an army crawl to the nearest tree or anything that they can climb up. And then they'll drop themselves off and go. So that's why you got to have it high in the sky. You also want it painted a dark color to absorb a lot of the afternoon sunlight. That way it can release a little bit during the evening hours in the early morning to help them stay warm. In my area in northeast Georgia, I have 3 types of bats, rumored to have a 4th. I've never seen the 4th. He is more of a solitary type bat. I think it's called like the white nose or something like that. I ain't never seen him. I don't worry about him. We have 3. We have the big brown, the little brown, and the one that's got a name about that long with every letter in the alphabet in the name, that the common name is called the Mexican free-tailed bat. Now, why is he called the Mexican free-tailed bat? It's because he is the only bat in our area that migrates. And I say my area, I'm talking about Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, South Carolina, parts of North Carolina, Tennessee, all around that area. And what this bat does is he will go from our area and he will go down, like right now, he's down in Mexico, South America, Central America area. And that's where he hangs out during our winter. Then during our spring and summer, he comes right back up here and hangs out. Now, bats are what they call habitual roosters. Habitual roosters. They're like a pigeon. Once they found your house, they are going to stay there and they're going to keep coming back there until either every bat in that original colony has passed away or your house falls down. So if you've got bats in your house and you're getting them out, make sure the company that you hire to do this job offers a guarantee and a guarantee that you can renew it.
What kind of bat in northeast Georgia flies around the street lights and eats bugs?
One of the 3 that I just told, one of the 4 that I just told you about.
Most bats get rabies from eating blood-sucking insects, right? Because most bats do not attack animals.
Most bats do not attack animals. So to answer your question,
hey,
yes.
Lone Star.
Yes. Right. The Bat Cave out of San Antonio is one of the largest ones in the United States. Mm-hmm. From my understanding, at sundown.
Which one of the 4? It could be any of them.
Any of them. Mm-hmm. Won't be able to. They all do this.
Spider monkey. That's kind of cool.
They all do that. So you would have to literally send me a picture and I could identify it. Take me about 2 seconds if I got a good picture.
I'm okay. They may be okay, but I still don't like bats. I used to have blue jays come to my balcony all the time. They renovated our balconies and the blue jays disappeared.
Yes. Bats are absolutely quick.
Oh, yeah. Super fast.
quick.
Yeah.
Now, at that one in San Antonio, from my understanding, they literally have to redirect traffic to the airport around that cave because so many bats come out at dusk
that it probably causes traffic issues.
That could mess up an airplane.
That's crazy.
Yes.
That is true. Yeah, that's nuts.
And it's been an hour just like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mosquitoes can't carry the rabies virus. Rabies transferred through saliva, not blood.
Yes. Bats are protected by law.
Yes. Federal law.
Yep.
Yes. And their radar is crazy. That's why I use a drumstick. But it is beautiful. It is. It's pretty to watch them. And also the blackbirds. Like right now, we are crazy busy with blackbirds.
I hate those blackbirds.
They're like all over the place.
I can't stand them.
Yeah.
I go out, they all get in the trees and start tweedledee, tweedledee, tweedledee. I just, boom.
Just to make the noise. They take off.
Yeah.
Carlsbad Caverns has millions of bats living in it. So what is the chances that we'll have... Why are they protected, though?
They are a very valuable part of our ecosystem. Mm-hmm. Without bats, we would not be able to go outside.
Right.
We wouldn't be able to grow vegetables. We wouldn't be able to have flowers. Mm-hmm. They are tremendous bug eaters.
Yes.
One big brown bat can eat in 1 hour approximately 800 mosquitoes. Each bat, whether it's the Mexican freetail, the little brown, or the big brown, or the white spotted nose bat, the new solitary one, will eat in one night 3/4 of his body weight in bugs.
Rainbow Valley Red says, I suddenly have found a new love for bats. Yep. We welcome them on our property because that's what they do. They keep the mosquito population down.
Bat box. Will the hornets build their nest in or near it?
Or on it.
Or on it if it is not occupied by bats? Yes, they will. Now, here's the king. Here's the... I'm going to give you guys... I am so glad... Look, I love talking about bats. I can talk about bats for another 5-6 hours. I love bats. Bats are awesome.
Ah! Stop it with the bats. Bats. Killing me. Let's see how many times you can say bats in like a minute. No,
okay.
Just kidding.
Why don't you want to talk about bats?
I'm not
What's the matter with bats? Bats are cool. Bats eat bugs. Bats provide a lot of fertilizer. Bats are the reason why you get to sit out there by the campfire and roast your marshmallow. You wouldn't be able to roast your marshmallow if it wasn't for bats. Bats are so awesome, they even got a superhero. Batman.
So, Tim, when Jason and I used to do nuisance wildlife removal, people would actually call him Batman because I am...
Robyn.
Batman, Robyn. Just smack him and get it over with. There you
go. Okay, so, bats. Major reasons why you want bats on your homestead. 1, outstanding insect control. Outstanding.
J-Rob.
Okay, your mosquito population will go down. Your aphids, your squash bugs, your stink bugs, moths, wax moths, all that stuff will go down. Why? Because bats are eating them. 2, you can put a tub underneath the bat house. Because remember, what are bats out there doing? Bats are out there eating 3/4 of their body weight each night in insects. So when bats come back to the bat house, the bats are leaving bat poop to fall out of the bat house, and you can make a bat poop tray to catch What's so funny?
They said they're going to start a new game, a drinking game. Every time you say bat, there's a shot. So she's keeping tabs of how many shots. And so I said it, so now there's shot. Sorry.
And then you collect the guano. And now, the guano, you know what? I don't care. Y'all get drunk. The bat poop is what they call a hot
fertilizer.
Feces.
Holy
okay?
crap. Like
bat
super
poop,
hot.
Bat poop is hotter than chicken poop.
Yep. Super hot.
Okay? So, you either have to compost said bat poop or you have to put it out very sporadically.
Why doesn't every animal have its own special name for its poo? Yeah, we need a special name for our poo. It doesn't need to be poo, it needs to be something else.
So, I would love to have bats in a bat box on my homestead just for the bat poop.
April's now like SHSTO, can't type now. Is it bat poop crazy or is it bat? Yeah. Wait, I can't pour that fast. We only get the term fecal matter.
I'm trying to share some info with y'all, and y'all are trying.
What are we even talking about?
Y'all are turning it into a drinking game.
So, remember.
That's like a Tyrannosaurus Rex eating ice cream.
So remember, later you can go back and watch this video and use it as a drinking game. Every time Jason says bats, shot. We're all darn drunk. Don't fly and drive. Crying and laughing. Whew. Okay, so anyway. So back to what you were saying is that the guano is super, super hot fertilizer.
Super hot.
We learned that the first year. Well, we already kind of knew it was hot, but we used to collect it in trash bags. And even the trash bag would start to melt a little bit because it was such a hot...
No, it's hot meaning hot.
No, but it
nitrogen.
generated heat. But it did.
Well...
Sitting in a black bag, it was like...
No, anything's sitting in a black bag.
Oh, my God.
In the Georgia
More
summer.
than... Oh. But yeah, you put that straight into your garden and you'll burn it up.
Okay, Jason, last summer the bats lived in my fireplace. Would it still be hot? Yes. What I mean by hot is high in nitrogen.
No, nitrogen. Yeah, he means nitrogen.
Super high in nitrogen.
Yeah, it'll burn up your garden with
The reason
nitrogen.
why chicken poop is high in nitrogen is because chickens don't pee. Okay, well, bats pee. Okay, but they just consume such a high volume of insects that makes their bat poo extremely high in nitrogen. So, when you collect your bat poo from your bat pan that was underneath the bat box, spread out the bat poo very sporadically. Like one of the things, like I used to get one of those handheld grass seed dispensers.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what we seed spreader.
Seed
we
spreader.
Put it in there.
And I would just fill it full of bat poo and then walk the yard like I was spreading out grass seed.
Shot. Oh, never mind.
So.
Who's picking up the tab for all these shots? Okay. Stupid question. In an 8-foot by 3 radius, maybe? Should put in a bucket of water to dilute it.
I mean, I guess you could, but you would still have that. All that nitrogen is still going to have to go somewhere.
How are you? Okay, go ahead and finish that.
So you're still gonna have to dilute your poo tea, bat poo tea that you're trying to make.
Yeah. So, how long does it have to cook to use in the garden?
I would compost it for a year.
Yeah. Mama Grow says, "How are you collecting so much bat poo?"
I was because I hold what is called a nuisance wildlife removal license in the state of Georgia. Mm-hmm. I am one of now many that are licensed to be able to go to a home or to a business to be able to remove the bats. Now, back when we first started, you used to be able to go up there and wear like welder's gloves and hand remove the bats. Can't do that anymore. Mm-mm. We used to be able to go up there and spray them with water and get them all out and then seal up the attic real quick.
And do the cleanup.
And then do the cleanup and get gone. Not allowed to do that either anymore. It's that one bad apple spoils the bunch. Mm-hmm. So now
you have to politely ask them to leave.
For a lack of a better term, you have to evict them. Mm-hmm. The motto of my old company was, if they're not paying rent, they have to go. Mm-hmm. We were the animal eviction specialists. Mm-hmm. A bat can fit in a hole the size of 1/4 of an inch. So we would have to go around the house. And if I could fit the top of an ink pen in it, I was putting something in it. Yep. Caulk, hardware cloth, foam, stuff like that. Flashing. And then I would put up a one-way door. We invented what is called the bat valve. And basically, mine looked like slide. Like you were going to the park or to a water park. You know how you had the slide where it had the hood over it. Mine was made from flashing because I used the biology against the bat. I knew he had to fly in there. And I knew he had just those stabby digits there in his front and then all of his little fingery digits on the back. Well, he couldn't grab a hold of that flashing. There was nothing for him to stab and grab a hold of like there was with brick or stucco or siding. Mine was slicker than owl snot. And so he could never get up. Plus, I made the bottom shorter than the top. So he would fly up there, hit the top, and it would still be a straight fall right down. And so they would leave. We would give them 7 to 10 days to leave.
In the middle of the summer.
In the middle of the summer, yeah, I was giving them
days.
2 or 3 days.
Yeah, that was it.
But as in the early spring, late autumn, I was giving them 7 to 10 days. Yeah. Once they were all out, that I've physically seen they were all out, I gave it 2 or 3 more days. Mm-hmm. And then we went in there and we had to remove all of the guano. I had to move all of the bat poo. And so we had to go up there with shop vac, with special filters, full bodysuit, mask, special respirators, and vacuum up the bat feces and any spoiled insulation.
Yep.
And I was in a job where the ceiling actually collapsed from the weight of the bat guano.
Yeah, that's bad.
We were in there with shovels first. And so that's how I was getting a lot of my guano. Do you know the TV show Billy the Exterminator? How do you feel about him? Yes, I know the show. And back when it first came out, I used to curse that man up one side and down the other. But it wasn't until that we were approached by the Discovery Channel to be part of some of their homesteading shows, and we read the contract that some scenes may be fabricated to
provide dramatic effect.
I kind of backed off Billy the Exterminator because you had to be some kind of an idiot to do some of the things that he done.
And what's crazy is some of the stuff that he had happen was probably staged, but we would both look at each other and go, yeah, that's happened before. Like some of the stuff, but some of it was like, are you kidding me? Like that would never happen.
Some of that stuff with the bees and the snakes and stuff, that only happened if it was getting dramatized for television.
Right. Now, one thing I want to address, Kitty was saying, be aware, fresh bat guano can make you sick.
It's not the guano,
Well,
it's the animal that eats the guano.
Right, but
there is a very tiny bug. You're trying to interrupt me. This is my house.
I'm not interrupting. I
know this.
Sorry.
There's a very tiny bug. I used to call him the bat poop bug. Okay? And he goes in and he eats the bat poop. And his poo is what will really get you sick. Now, he also...
Hey, VW family.
He has a cousin that eats rat poo, and his poo is dusty, and it can also get you sick. Now, what Robyn was getting ready to say is because their urine is such a high ammonia, and it mixes all together, that it can get you sick from the ammonia. Right? Mm-hmm. No, really, is that what you was going to say? Mm-hmm. That's right. You know why I know that? 13 years, baby. Whoop, whoop.
Because I will tell you, the smell, when you go up into an attic that is saturated with bat guano and pee, is probably the nastiest smell. Mm-hmm. I remember there was one time, and we've told this story to some of y'all before, Jason and I got called to a house that was a 2-story old, like, plantation house. But all of the neighborhood had built up around it to where now it was house, and then this big plantation house in the middle of the street. Or in the middle of the block. Well, we pulled in and they asked us to come take a look at their population, whatever. Well, I was pregnant at the time.
No, you weren't just
with
pregnant. You were pregnant.
Yeah, I was like super pregnant.
You were like, let me hold my cup.
Because Ladessa was born in October and this was the middle of the summer. Yeah. So basically what happened is we pulled up and no sooner, and I think if I remember correctly, we didn't have air conditioning, so we had the windows down when we rolled up. And when we rolled up, we could smell it. Before we even got into the house, we could smell it. And
we
Jason
didn't go in the house.
Jason, you did.
I did.
Jason looked at me and said, close up the windows. Or we had air conditioning. We just didn't run it unless we just absolutely had to. Mm-hmm. So he's like, close up the windows, run the AC, and go down the block. Like, don't even stay here.
I sent you to the convenience store up the street. Like, I said, I will call you
when I'm ready. And it was so bad.
I walked in the house, and the poor woman had candles all over the place.
Everywhere.
And I was like, oh, this is going to be bad.
And you walked around.
I walked around. I wasn't wearing a ball cap. I walked around and I was like, oh, this place is infected. I was starting to get excited because I knew the population had to be huge. And I knew that this was going to be my Everest. I knew it. This was going to be my Everest. Mm-hmm. I was going to conquer these bats because there was holes everywhere.
Yeah. It was an old house.
This was going to put a lot of dead presidents in my pocket.
Mm-hmm. And it was a big house. But it was huge.
This was going to be the job that was going to make me the number one name in the state. I knew it. Yeah. And I said, okay, I want to go in the attic. And
didn't you walk around it first?
Yeah, I walked
around the outside.
Yeah, I walked around the outside, got bat poop in my hair.
Yeah.
And I walked inside and I said, I want to see the attic. And the guy, he was an all-state insurance agent. He was a black fella, tall. He was like 8 foot tall, big, huge dude. And he was like, what? And I said, I need to go in the attic. And he's like, but that's where they are. And I'm like, I know. I need
to see them.
And he's like, and he just pointed like it's upstairs.
He wouldn't even go up there. The latch or anything. He's like, it's over there.
And so I went up there. And I pulled the thing down, and somebody had put a screen door, because it was a pull-down attic, and then they had a screen door thing that flipped open this way. Mm-hmm. It was full of bat poo. And I was like,
well, tell them about the joists.
I gotta get in the attic first, Mom.
Okay.
And so I got my hand on the frame part, and I just pushed up, praying to Jesus that it did not rip the screen. Because that was going to be just a super bad day for me. Pushed it up, and all the bat poo fell. I got up in the attic. There had to be 2 million plus bats in this attic. They were laying on top of each other. They were everywhere.
Yeah.
In an entire attic. Every joist, every gap between the joists. Everything.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
A huge colony. Like colonies of colonies.
Look, this was
colonies.
a historic house. So that the joists
mm-hmm.
were
6x8s. No, what'd you say?
They were 8x10s.
8x10s. Yeah.
They were really true 8x10s. Rough cut lumber.
Mm-hmm.
The bat poo was another 8 inches above those joists. Joists. If I would have gotten that job, it would have been 3 weeks with 5 or 6 guys in that attic with snow shovels cleaning out bat poo.
Yeah, it would have filled up it
would have filled up a rollaway dumpster.
Yeah, a rollaway container. Yeah. It was super bad. And what he was telling you at the beginning, when he walked around the outside of the building, it was so bad that the poop was coming out the sides of where the construction gaps were. So it was like coming out the sides. It was pushing out so far that it was coming out the sides. There was a dead bat on the ground. I mean... Here's
the thing. That I told them, get out. They had kids. Get out of the house. Blow out the candles. Get out of that. Matter of fact, you probably don't even want to blow out the candles. Get out. Go live with a relative. And go to your doctor and start getting checked. Mm-hmm. Why didn't I get the job? Remember when we said it was a historic home? They condemned the house.
Yep. How did they not get sick? They did have respiratory issues.
Yeah.
And they didn't put 2 and 2 together that it had anything to do with the bats.
Yeah. And once we were told we couldn't do the job, I didn't keep up with them. I didn't call them and send them Christmas cards or anything. But from my understanding, we got one thank you phone call from them to let us know that the house was condemned and that they were going through respiratory treatments.
Yeah.
And they were being watched for histoplasmosis.
Which is what we were talking about with the bug that eats the bat poo. Yeah. So did they burn it down instead of tearing it down?
From my understanding, the house is still there and the bats are still there.
Yeah, they just leave them there.
They just leave them there.
Don't let anybody live in the house.
Because here's the thing. Bat boxes. When we get back to bat boxes. Bats. Okay? It's best if you're going to put up one bat box, put up 2. I have seen it millions of times. You'll have the boys on one side and the girls on the other side. You'll have big brown, little brown, Mexican free-tailed bachelor pad over here. You'll have the big brown, little brown, Mexican free-tailed sorority over here. Mm-hmm. Then, around here, it's May 1st to August 15th. Yeah. Babies start coming. A bat colony will double its size every year. Most of the time, every female has twins.
He shed and she shed.
Yeah. And it ain't Cheryl she shed either.
Mm-mm. Are you building your bat boxes or buying them?
I am building. I've been trying to get this video out like Kitty Bust My Chops with a little while ago for 3 years. And it's just one thing after another that has stopped that from happening. So it's not getting stopped. It's important. Everybody needs bats on their homestead. and you need to house them correctly because you don't want them
in your house.
In your house. Like the very first thing we did when we moved here is I did what was called an exclusion on my house. I excluded my house. Bats can't get in my house. Well, they can get in right now, but
yeah, but not the 67 different boxes.
No, I would have 2 boxes. I'd have one just in case they do it. Sometimes they do it, sometimes they don't. You'd have a boy box and a girl box. Okay?
Hey, Tanya.
And then maybe even, once, and I would not go with one of those single layer boxes. I would go with the double or even the triple. Because then that way you could have the boys in the bottom and then the girls right here. But that way when it doubles, they won't abscond on you, they'll stick around. And then when it gets too large, when that colony gets too large, you can have another box and you can put it pretty close by, and then you can really grow a large colony of bats for your homestead. Like mine, I'm going to put mine around close to the pond. I'm going to put one there, and then we're going to put another one down a little bit, and then just keep walking all the way around the pond. I want to have a stupid large population of bats here on my homestead. So.
Wasn't there a ship that blew up from nitrate being ignited from bat poop?
Never heard of it, but probably.
You should contact your local university. You can impart lots of info on doctoral students.
We worked with Bat Conservational International.
BCI.
BCI.
Yeah, for a little while.
For a little while.
We used to pass out flyers whenever we would go to people's houses and do exclusion work.
Yeah.
We'd give them a little paper about why bats are so awesome.
Yeah. So. All right, well, we've been on for over an hour and a half, and I talked about bats a lot, and y'all done got intoxicated because I was talking about bats and bat houses and bat poops and about how good a bat is for the population of the world, that everybody needs to have bats. Half the people are passed out now.
Mm-hmm. I think they're all pouring them in pitchers now.
And so, you guys, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. We will see you guys back here tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I believe Kitty just said Wholesome Roots is on, so y'all go on over there and tell her Big Bear sent you. And y'all have a wonderful, wonderful evening. Remember, be nice to one another. Repurpose, recycle, reuse. Let's give all these animals that we talked about tonight a chance. Even the possum that is a mammal. Had to get that last dig in there.
Yeah.
Y'all have a great night. Go on over there to Wholesome Roots.
We'll see y'all tomorrow night.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.